Hey, welcome back to Hood Fishing. Yesterday I finally decided to teach myself how to use a baitcaster, and in this video I'm going to show you how I learned to do that in a day. Now, I didn't become a master at it in a day, but I did build enough confidence in a day to go out and fish with it today. So this is going to be a fishing video, but first let me show you some baitcasters that my father recently gave me, and I'm going to show you which one I chose to learn with yesterday. Here we go. My father gave me 4 baitcasters for bass fishing and similar types of fishing. He gave me a repeater for bigger fish as well, but we're just going to look at these. These are all older baitcasters. Don't know if they would technically qualify as a vintage baitcaster, but if that's your opinion, then that's your opinion. I think they're just old. All right, so first off we have a Ryobi V-Mag. And this is on a nice older looking rod. Rod is called Reliance. Here's some of its stats you can see. And then the second one is a Ryobi V-Mag as well. Pretty nice looking. And that is on a Shimano Baton Bass Light rod. And it's about 5 feet or so. And then we have another one. This rod is also a Bantam by Shimano, but it is different. It is just a little longer than the first one, and it is not a light action rod. It's like a medium heavy. And here we have a Shimano B-Mag 1000. Pretty cool looking. Don't know how old these are. If you do, let us know down in the comments. And then over here we have a Bantam by Shimano, a Bantam mag. Check it out. Pretty cool. Do not know this rod per se because all the info has been scrubbed off. You can barely make anything out. All I can really make out on this rod is it says Blackjack, and I believe it to be a medium heavy. You may guess already, this is the one that I learned on and the one that I'm going to be fishing with today. This has 14-pound mono on it. And we're just going to go to the river and practice and see if we can catch a fish, and we'll talk more about how I learned, how I built up confidence, and who helped me along the way. Just a real quick sidebar, if you're curious what I might consider a vintage baitcaster reel, well, I'll show you one of the ones I happen to own. It's all metal. Check out the engravings on it. I found this under a house in New Orleans, like up under the middle of the house, and it's not one of those houses you could crawl up under either, so somebody put it up, removed a floorboard and stuck it up under there. Really old. Now this is on a very short glass rod that only has 2 guides up at the top. May have had more guides at one time, but they're not there now if they were ever there. This is seized up on here. The reel is not seized up, but it is rusted on. This is rusted. I need to get some kind of lubricant on there because I want to revive this someday. Now, I can't remember the name of this. Let's see. Let me look right here. I don't know if you can see, but it says Bluger Summit number something. That's the only place that has any writing. Right, see where my thumb is? Right there. It says Bluger Summit. Very, very nice rod. Like I said, very interesting engravings on both sides. Really cool. I would consider this vintage because I believe it is very, very old. You could call these vintage as well if you like. That's a loose term that people use. All right, first of all, I have 3 people I would like to thank for helping me out yesterday. First one is John Miller. He's given me quite a few pointers over like the past year about using a baitcaster. And then my good friend Alex, who gave me a lot of advice yesterday. And I also would like to thank Fluke Master because I watched a really good video. It's the only baitcaster video I watched yesterday, how to cast a baitcaster. So Fluke Master's video really helped me out. Now let's do a quick tour of this Shimano Baton. All right, so first off, you all know this is the crank. Well, this right here is how you adjust your drag, and then this is your cast control, or some of you may know it as your tension knob. Here's your spool. Over here on the other side is your brake. Another thing I want to point out, I learned this from Alex. If you don't know how much line you should put on your Baitcaster, say it doesn't say, or you haven't found out online, and you have like a bulk spool of line, see right here, you see the black of the spool? You need about an 1/8 inch or so showing of the black here. Not the metal, but the black, about an 1/8 of an inch of the black. And you can do, you know, trial and error. All right. And one more thing. Big deal here. This is your release. I wanted to start here, but I did not expect this boat to be here. It's called the American Harmony. It's like a modern looking river cruiser. So we're gonna get a little way from this, a little down here, and start walking the bank. Woo, it's weather. All right, so this is what I'm gonna throw. This is just a jig head with a Fat Albert. That's a green pumpkin. First thing I want to do, I want to bring this jig up to the tip. I'm going to turn my brake all the way down, and then my tensioning knob, or my cast control knob, which is right here, I am going to tighten that down. Okay, so now I have the brake turned off, and I have the tensioning knob all the way down tight to where it ends. Now I'm going to release my lure, and it stays. You see how it stays? Now what you want to do is start to loosen your tensioning knob until your lure just drops. You want it to drop just smoothly, not rapidly, just smooth. There we go. So now I'm almost ready to make my first cast. But what I want to do now is take my brake and turn it halfway up to the middle. I got to keep my thumb on this spool to feather it out. I'm hit the release. I'm going to do a sidearm cast. This is what I learned from Flukemaster. Don't want to whip it. You'll get backlash if you whip it. I had to teach myself not to whip it. I have such an urge to whip it. They're like Devo now. Whip it good. Alright, so I'm just going to smoothly cast. Whoa! That wasn't very good. That's okay. I still feel confident. At least I didn't get backlash. It takes a while to get used to it. There we go. That was a little better. Just got to keep at it. Alright, so I've switched over to the chesty for a while. If you hear my heartbeat, I apologize. The extension that keeps it out from my heart broke the other day, so we're close in here with the beat. We're going to just practice for a while, see if I can catch a fish. Rain is kind of teasing us a little bit, but at least it's not hot. Wow, look at this. Pretty strong current right here. Doesn't look super deep, but I know it is just out there a little ways. There's got to be a drop off. I can see rocks right here. I'm going to run this jig to my right and to my left. I'm very confident casting to my left right now. I'm just getting used to casting to my right. There's a difference. So I'm not going to go any further than this. I'm almost under the bridge. If I go any further, it's a lot of climbing rocks, and I'm not in the mood for that. So, cool little spot. We're going to try these seams right here and then start working our way, and I'll take you over here and we'll fish by the boat. There we go. Oh, nice fish. What we got? Oh, nice drum. I'll take that. Nice. First fish on the Baitcaster. Whoa! This is probably the nicer drum I've caught. This is probably the biggest drum I've caught in Natchez so far here. Not the biggest drum I've ever caught in my life, but for this city, nice. Go back. Awesome. I tell you, I've caught more drum here in Natchez, Mississippi on lures than anywhere else I've ever fished before. Wow, that is just absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna call it right here. It's getting late, it's gonna get dark, there might be some rain coming. I just lost my last jig. I don't feel like tying up, being lazy really, but I'm happy, I feel confident. I've got to a point where I don't feel intimidated by the Baitcaster. For years, I was just absolutely intimidated by them. Not anymore. I'm in a good mood, I'm in a good place with the Baitcaster. I wanna keep doing it. Not every video from this point is going to be a Baitcaster video, but expect them to be coming soon. I'm going to do at least one more this week because I have a spanking brand new Baitcaster on its way right now from a company called Gocher. You may have heard me speak of this company before, and I'm supposed to review this video. I'm supposed to review this Baitcaster. So we'll see how it goes, because I just got confident on a fairly old Baitcaster. How will I do with a fairly new, totally brand new Baitcaster? Is it going to be easy for me? Is it going to be complicated? We'll just have to wait and see, right? So I'm in a good mood, I'm in a good place. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. I love you for it. Check out the merchandise down below. I design it myself. Really helps me out when you buy a t-shirt from me, because I do this for a living. See you next time.